In my thesis, I discussed the issue of big data, what they are, how they are used, and why they are essential in the digital transformation we are experiencing, and how the integration between big data and artificial intelligence will impact on our activities, investments, and in the strategies of the companies. The electronic archives of public institutions and companies accumulate huge amounts of data from transaction traffic that travel through the web and social networks. From this amount of data, we can obtain valuable information that will represent a synonym of success for those who will be able to use them in the most effective way. The purpose of my thesis is to explain what big data are, its importance in the technological world we live in, how it will help us in our work and in our everyday life. However, the aim of the thesis is also to demonstrate that the machine will never be able to replace the presence and intervention of human intelligence. Big data and artificial intelligence tools will help humans increase their ability to manage information with application in many specialist areas such as health, law, engineering, including the universe linked to translation. Big data in general is the set of all the available digital data which, having reached gigantic dimension in terms of number and volume, are in fact unmanageable with traditional processing software. These huge volumes of data, if properly managed, can be used to tackle problems that we could never have faced before. With advent of the IoT, Internet of Things, even devices and devices connected to the Internet began to transmit data, increasing the information available to us. The following features are used to describe big data. Volume, it is the amount of data and information that are created and managed. Speed, it is the speed with which the collection and processing of big data takes place. Variety, it is the type of data generated by different sources from the web, from the IoT world, and from the social networks. Truthfulness, it is the accuracy of the data, how much we can trust the data we process. Value, the value of those who benefit from the use of big data. But also virality, the reaction time to the information contained in the big data. Variability, which refers to the fact that the data we process are heterogeneous and unstructured. The market will require platforms that will have to govern, store, and secure big data, and must have available frameworks that allow the processing and management of all the unstructured data that comes from the digital work, the social work, and the IoT world. One of the most used platforms is Hadoop, an open source framework that handles the processing and archiving of big data from many applications. In the field of translation, more and more real-time translation systems are being perfected where the words spoken by the speakers are received by a server, which analyzes the content and selects the most faithful translation, extrapolating data from a large collection of phrase associations inserted in its database. However, despite their rapid development, applications and services related to machine translation are also receiving much criticism for their inability to accurately translate the meaning of what is being said. Because of the complexity of words and their meaning in different contexts, the figurative and metaphorical translation, the emotion of the speaker, are not perceived by machines or by a computer algorithm. Not all communications are verbal. Often the speakers use subconscious gestures and expression, which a talented interpreting professional translates with a high level of understanding that technology will never grasp. The quantity of languages to be translated is evolving, and although English is the most widely used language in the internet, less than a third of the approximately 4 billion internet users are native English speakers. Big data in the linguistic industry sector has the potential to transform and improve activities related to the optimization of work management activities. They are a remarkable and useful support tool for collecting data, making statistics, and obtaining useful and precious results. The centralized data, in fact, of millions of translators will represent an important statistical sample. In fact, big data will be able to provide effective results by elaborating a series of information representative of the entire translation sector. But we must consider the fact that an incorrect translation risks causing significant damage to companies. For example, they can cause damage of a financial nature, legal nature, and loss of image. Translation platforms based on artificial intelligence, such as Google Translate, Microsoft Translator, and Amazon Translate, have a high degree of accuracy and increasing reliability of translation generated by automated system has led some observers to assume that the machine can, in the future, eliminate the need for human translations in the corporate market. But the companies will address specific terms in terms of context and discipline, with the need to translate from several languages, dialects, idioms whose number and complexity will tend to increase. And computer system can never understand the culture and the context of a translation. There will never be a way to program software so that it is well aware of the culture of people. This puts human translator at a level never attainable by machine, because machines cannot correlate words to context. Artificial intelligence system will always require the right compromise between the processing power intrinsic to the machine and the precision provided only by the man who collects and translates specialized information. This need will represent the challenge, or rather, the alliance between humans and advanced artificial intelligence system in the year to come. Big data, artificial intelligence, the services offered by the cloud platforms will create great opportunities for those who, with foresight, competence, and flexibility, will be able to manage this new technological evolution also in the field of translation. Big data and tools of artificial intelligence will allow the management of higher volumes, while human translators will guarantee the indispensable added value, especially at the high end of the company market, respecting the strict requirements of highly specialized translation in areas such as health, law, engineering, public administration. Undoubtedly, there will be a radical change in the work done by a typical translator, but with a correct and modern approach to technology, with a constant specialization, there will be a great opportunity and less changes to face for translators. Humans are still unavoidable from machines, and the opposite will never be true.